Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go with the information. In triangles ABC and DEF, angles B and E each have measured 27 degrees and angles C and F each have measured 41 degrees. Which additional piece of information is sufficient to determine whether triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF? Okay, first let me draw two triangles. Here I've drawn two triangles. Okay, now let me name the vertex of the first triangle. This is A, this is B, and this is C. And here it's D, and here it's E, and here F. Okay, the question says angles B and E each have measured 27 degrees. So the angle measured at the vertex B in the first triangle is 27 degrees, and the angle measured E in the second triangle as measured 27 degrees. And also now let's consider the second piece of information, that is C and F each have measured 41 degrees. So C here it's 41 degrees. Let me write, and F has 41 degrees. Okay, so now let's find the measure of angle A. So because using the angle sum property of triangle, we can find the measure of angle A. So in any triangle, if I add the three interior angle measures, they must add up to 180 degree. So to know the measure of angle A, I just have to add these 27 and 41. Then I'm getting 68 degree. So to get the measure of angle, the third angle A, so just have to subtract the sum of these two angles, 68. From 180. So when I do so, I'm getting 112 degree as angle measure at the vertex A. So the same thing we'll have for the second triangle, that is 112 degree. Okay, now so I've come. I just got the three interior angle measures for both the triangles. Okay, now just have to identify the additional piece of information required to determine whether triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Two triangles are congruent means the two triangles must have the same shape and same size. Okay, now let's go the answer choices one by one. So in which answer choice we have the additional piece of information to decide the two triangles ABC and DEF are congruent. Okay, so in option A, we have the measure of angle A. Already we got the measure of angle A. So here it's 120 degree using the given two angle measures B and C. So the information we have in option A is not enough to determine whether triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EF. So we can reject option A. So option B says the length of the side AB. So the length of the side AB means they are talking about this side, the length of this side. So only with the length of one of the sides in one triangle will not be able to decide so whether the two triangles over here are congruent or not. So the information we have in option B is not sufficient because we have the length of one of the sides in only one triangle. Okay, now let's go over option C, the lengths of sides BC and EF. Okay, now here the length BC in the first triangle and EF in the second triangle. Okay, and also we can consider the angle measure at the vertex B, the angle measure at the vertex C are equal. And also the angle measure at vertex C, the angle measure at vertex at F are equal. Okay, now, so here BC is the included side of the two angle measures 27 degree and 41 degree in the first triangle, and EF is the included side of the same angle measures 27 degree and 41 degree. So we can consider the triangle congruence postulate, that is ASA. So for example, if I assume that the length of BC and the length of EF are equal in length, so this triangle congruence postulate is satisfied. That is angle ASA means angle side angle. That is two angles and one included side of one triangle are congruent to two angles and the included side of another triangle, then the two triangles are said to be congruent. So if there is an information that is a BC and EF are equal, then we can say the two triangles are congruent in case if they are equal. If they are not equal, then we have to check the other options. Anyway, so if I have the information about the lengths of the sides BC in the first triangle and EF in the second triangle, so I'll be able to decide whether the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So I think option C is correct. So option D can be rejected. Since option C is correct, option D has to be rejected because no additional information is necessary. Actually, we need additional information. So then only we can decide triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So only the three interior angle measures of the two triangles. So we will not be able to decide whether two triangles are congruent or not. So we need the additional information. So that is one of the lengths of the the length of one of the sides is required. So the length of the side BC in the first triangle and the length of the side EF in the second triangle. So if I have the information about the lengths of these two sides, I'll be able to decide. So using the postulate, that is ASA, angle, side angle, congruence postulate, I can decide the two triangles are congruent or not. So the correct answer choice for this question is option C.